My ex-husband crashed our daughter's graduation party to announce his engagement to my sister. Now they're both crying over what I just revealed. I stood frozen, champagne glass in hand, as my ex-husband Mike walked into our daughter Sophia's graduation party with my younger sister Endale on his arm. "We have an announcement," he grinned, lifting her hand to show off an engagement ring. My 22-year-old daughter ran from the room in tears, and I felt 16 years of carefully maintained composure finally snap. 2 days later, they're both blowing up my phone begging me to be reasonable after what I revealed. But some secrets deserve to see daylight. Mike and I divorced when Sophia was 6. I never told anyone why. Paired, I just shouldered the whispers about how I couldn't keep my marriage together and focused on raising our daughter. For 16 years, I smiled through joint birthday parties and school events. Meanwhile, Enfal paired my sister, whose 10 years younger parent became the fun aunt who spoiled Sophia. She was always at our house, always helpful, always around Mike. I was grateful for her support, especially after our parents passed 5 years ago. We became each other's only family last year. Ethel started canceling our weekly sister lunches. When I asked why, she'd mumble about work projects. I believed her. I trusted her. Back to the graduation party. After Mike's announcement, I found Sophia crying in her bedroom. "He's marrying Aunt Ow. How long has this been going on?" she sobbed. This was supposed to be my day. I comforted her, then returned to my guests with a calm I didn't feel. Mike and Enfal were holding court in my living room, showing off the ring to my friends. "My friends, congratulations," I said, interrupting their little moment. "How long have you two been together?" Jenna smiled awkwardly. "About 8 months. It just happened." 8 months, I repeated. "That's interesting because I found these last night while looking for Sophia's baby photos." I placed a stack of letters on the coffee table. Letters I discovered in our old storage boxes. Letters from Afra to Mike, dated throughout our marriage. Passionate, explicit letters that made it clear their affair had started when she was just 19, barely an adult herself. "I never told anyone why we divorced," I said quietly. "I found one of these back then, but destroyed it to protect you both from everyone knowing, to protect Sophia, to protect our family." The room went silent. Envril started crying. Mike turned red, stammering that it wasn't like that. "What wasn't like that, Mike?" "The affair you had with my teenage sister while I was pregnant, or how you two continued it behind my back for years." I turned to Anfar. "You were like a daughter to me when you were growing up. I helped raise you after Mom worked double shifts, and this is how you repaid that." I didn't yell. I didn't need to. My voice was steady as I said, "You are free to marry each other, but you don't get to hijack my daughter's celebration for your announcement, and you don't get to rewrite history." I asked them both to leave. As they shuffled out, my best friend, Lucy, whispered, "That was 16 years overdue. Now they're texting that I ruined their happiness and embarrassed them publicly." Harmful claims I've turned family against family. But as I told Sophia while we sorted through old photos last night, sometimes the family you are born with isn't the family you need. "Mom," she said, hugging me. "Why did you protect them for so long?" "Because that's what mothers do," I replied. "We shield our children from pain, even when it costs us everything. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do isn't keeping secrets. Parent, it's finally telling the truth."